guys, Flippin' Landlord Ninja here with Two Guys Take on Real Estate. Today I'm here to talk to you about how you can start flipping your houses in 7 steps. Like always, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the notification so you find all the new videos that we're coming out every week.
Two Guys Take on Real Estate.
Alright, so first you want to pick the market that you're going to go in. Now you can stick with a local market or you can go outside of your area, but I'd highly recommend if you're going to start out, you're going to want to focus in a local market. I think a generally 30 to 40 minute drive from your home area is a great way to start. Now you're going to want to look for different areas that you're seeing population growth because you're going to want to make sure you have a good target audience that you can sell these houses to. Second, you really want to look at the price point. I recommend when you're first starting out, stay away from the high end where yeah, you can make some big spreads sometimes, but it's going to be a harder market and it has generally a lower absorption rate. Whereas if you look at the low to median area, so for instance in my area, generally between $150,000 to $250,000 house is perfect price point in my area. Check your area, see what that price point is, and that's where I'd recommend you kind of targeting for houses. You also want to, when you're looking at a market, you want to really consider the absorption rate. And that's basically how quickly houses are actually getting taken up by the market. So for instance, generally when you're looking at a 1 to 3 months absorption rate, that generally means that's a seller's market and that's a great market for you. When you see a 3 to 5 month absorption rate, you're gonna generally see a kind of even keel market. And then when you see something 5 to plus, you're looking at much more of a buyer's market, and that's one you're gonna probably wanna stay away from. Second you wanna do is you need to really build your team. And what I like to do is I really think you need a good real estate agent. You're gonna want a great set of contractors, plumbers, electricians, general carpenters. You're also gonna need to work with a couple lenders, whether it be a hard money lender, private money, and stuff like that. You're also gonna wanna have a good lawyer for all your closings and stuff, and something to focus on. And then you're also gonna need a good insurance company because you're gonna wanna make sure you have good insurance while you're flipping the house. The third step is you're gonna wanna evaluate the deal. And I think that's really where a lot of people actually get hiccups because they don't know how to do this process, or they watch one of those TV shows where it looks so easy. And so what I like to focus on is kind of working backwards so that you can really know what you're getting into. So I first start and figure out my ARV, or the after repair value of the house that I'm targeting. And then I basically subtract all the costs, and there's a lot of costs, so you need to make sure you do that. So what I like to do is start with the ARV, then I subtract the purchase price, then I subtract the rehab, and you're gonna wanna really overestimate your rehab, make sure you have tons of contingencies. Then you have also your realtor fee, because when you sell it, you're gonna have to pay a commission, which is great because they're doing a great job for you. All right, then you also have, if you're borrowing the money, you're gonna have the cost of that hard money loan or the private money loan that you have. Then you also have your holding costs, whether it be your taxes, the insurance, you also have utilities. Then you're gonna have closing costs with the lawyer, so you gotta make sure you keep those in mind. And figure out some other miscellaneous fees that you can't even think about and kind of have maybe a 10% contingency fee. Next, you're gonna need to find the deal, and that can be also another hard part for new people. So what I'd recommend is you can actually reach out to wholesalers. They're a great resource for you to get fantastic deals. You can find these people on BiggerPockets. You can find these people at local landlord meetups. You can also find these people on like Facebook investment groups, and if you just kind of look for in the search for people selling and looking for cash buyers, you're the cash buyer, they're the wholesaler. So you're gonna wanna team up with them, and they can help you find a stellar deal and in the market that you've picked, like we talked about earlier. Another way is actually working with realtors and finding stuff on the MLS. There are deals on the MLS. You're gonna want a really gung-ho, really aggressive realtor to help you find that. But there are deals out there. They just might be a little bit harder to find, but if you do your due diligence and find the things that people miss, you can find deals on the MLS. And the last way is you can do the marketing. You can do driving for dollars, That's a great way to get property. You can do direct to seller, where basically you're going out, whether it be driving for dollars to find that seller of that house, whether you're doing text messaging campaigns, or you're doing postcard campaigns. There's a lot of different ways that you can go directly to the seller to get that lead in, and that can save you also some money. So number 5 is buying the house. And there's a few different ways you can go about doing that. One was if you actually have the cash yourself, that's great. You can do that and do the rehab. If not, you can work with a hard money lender. These you can find on BiggerPockets, and you can also generally find them in investor groups. And you're gonna pay a higher fee, but if you calculate those costs into your purchase or your evaluation of the deal, then it's all part of doing business. And that's how we got started as well, using hard money lenders. And honestly, it was the best thing we did. It really got us going. And we still, once in a while to this day, still use hard money lenders. You can also use private lenders, which would be friends and family that have money that maybe they're only making a little bit of money in some bonds or some CDs or something like that, and they'd like to put it to better use. And so you can work with them as well. Another way is if you actually have a line of credit or a home equity line of credit on your house. That can be a fantastic way for you to leverage equity that's stuck in your house, for you to use that to buy the property and or just do the rehab. You can also partner with someone. Find someone who has the money and work with them, and they actually help bring in the cash, and maybe you're finding the deal, and maybe you work on the property together, whatever it might be. That is a fantastic way also to get the purchase price for the house. Then, of course, there's the old tried and true, reaching out to a bank. That might be one of the harder ways, because a lot of these deals are going to be cash deals, and they're going to want a quick close and stuff like that. And especially in a market like we're in right now, you might not be able to actually get that deal because you're not being able to act as quickly because you're trying to work with a bank. So that's probably one of the ones that I would say that doesn't work the best way right now in this market, but maybe it will work in a market where it is more of where there's tons of inventory and stuff like that. Right now with such limited inventory, you need to act quickly. So I'd say this is just not the one for you guys. Next, you're gonna have to renovate the property, and this is where you bring in those contractors that you brought into your team, those plumbers, those electricians, HVAC techs, and the carpenters. So you're gonna wanna really make sure you do a real big scope of work, very thorough scope of work of all your expectations, put that in a contract, work with these people to make sure that your expectations are very set at the beginning. And then honestly, you're gonna need to be following up. And I would follow up on a regular basis. We have some other videos that you can check that out about talking about following up and making sure you're inspecting the property regularly and making sure that the contractors are doing what they're saying and that you catch things early so that you can resolve those issues ahead of time. I would also recommend, when you're trying to find contractors, is get referrals from people that you've already, part of your team that you've already worked with, that you can actually get really good referrals from, and maybe even get multiple bids so you can make sure they're not taking advantage of you. Next, now you're working with your realtor, you got the house all fixed up, and you're ready to list the house. And this can be a scary time, but also a very exciting time. And you're gonna have a bunch of people walking through, criticizing some of your work and your choices, but all in all, I mean, right now with the seller's market, I'm seeing things fly off the shelf and for above asking. So you want to work really closely with your realtor to make sure you have a really good price that you're going to list at, that you can sell quickly, but also that you're not losing money and leaving money on the table. And I think you really want to have a really good sit down with the realtor that you're working with so that you can really find that great price point. At this point, you're also probably going to get some, once you lock in a deal, you're going to find that they're going to do an inspection often, and you're going to actually get back a list of repairs that you're going to have to go through. And that's all negotiable, and you can kind of do some of them, do others. I like to always do a lot of the easy ones, and then some of the ones that are a little more costly, I kind of push off the side, or do maybe a closing credit to the buyer for them to handle. It's just a way that I can make sure the process goes as smoothly as possible. So that's basically it, guys. That's how you can, basic 7 steps, and there's other videos we have here that you can check out that will give you more in-depth in each one, but this right here is kind of a great way to get started, get in flipping houses, and you can do this in any market. So right now, it's crazy market is going up, but you can do this also in a down market. You just need to buy the property right, and you can make fantastic returns, and this could be a great job for you as well, or a great side hustle. So I hope this was helpful, guys, and if you want to know more about how to find deals, such as like driving for dollars, you can check this video out here, or maybe it's here, I don't know. But yeah, so thanks again, have a great day, guys.